We find the infrastructure of the island very, very attractive. People are accessible, people are interested.
The Isle of Man government, I think, is a small government. It's very accessible. I know people say that, but in a small jurisdiction, you know them well. You see them in the street, you can go in their offices. So in terms of getting legislation passed, you can influence it right at the beginning.
We've got an excellent team here looking at climate change, adaptation and mitigation, working very closely with economic development to develop good, sustainable policies for the island, looking at renewable energy and energy efficiency in particular.
Working very closely with government to support renewable energy. At the moment we've got around about 3–4% of the island is met by green, but the idea is to work with government, so they have a target of 15 by 2015.
It's very important to the Isle of Man for a number of reasons. I would say it's one of our biggest growing sectors, and it's a part of diversification that we wish to achieve.
The island is big enough to trial new technologies and warrant trialling technologies here because it's easy to find out who to talk to and work with the people in government. You can get quite a lot of support and we've been lucky enough to have products trialled by government so we can prove it's doing what it's saying it's doing.
We've been trying to increase the use of heat pump technology on the Isle of Man. It's not the newest technology in the world, but the application of it hasn't really been exploited to the extent that it needs to be. So we've been trialling air source heat pumps in social houses that the government facilitated, and the government themselves have been collecting that data over the last 12 months, and we've reduced energy costs by about 60% in those houses. Trying to make that happen elsewhere is just so difficult.
A great place to trial technologies. They're very forward-thinking, they're very supportive, they provide you with a lot of information, they're very helpful, and they can just make decisions quickly.
The Isle of Man is a unique position. We are able to offer a great location to trial technology, TT0 being a prime example of that, where the electric motorbikes get to go around the world-famous track and push the technology to the maximum.
The 37-mile lap is a very challenging climate for a motorbike, actually for any vehicle, under racing conditions. And it gives us actually the best platform for us to develop things in the hardest of conditions.
It's about raising the profile really of the technology. It's not to compete with the TT as it stands, it's really about promoting technology and the clean tech sector. And each year we have this race. It is about the advancements of that technology that we can promote around the world.
This year we want to definitely have a good lap and get a lot of data home, because this is very much a research bike. So we want to understand a lot of the technology we're trying to develop, and for that we want to have race data.
Now, I'm in a fortunate position that I work for a company that manufactures drivetrains for electric vehicles. Therefore we had a number of options that we could look at within the products that we produce at Zytec. Electric vehicles in general, not just necessarily motorcycles, it's a good place to try out a number of technologies like we're doing here.
Well, the Isle of Man government operates a very well protected legal system, and it's a very stable environment.
Now, the Isle of Man has excellent IP legislation. Any business setting up here can be confident.
Yes, Mr. Koshikawa is the president of the Revo International in Kyoto, Japan, and we are manufacturer of the biodiesel fuel, which is derived from the used cooking oil. So we have very pleased to have the strong support by the Isle of Man government. We are very interested in the management position of the IP management. So we would like to something of licensing business from here to the European country. that type of arrangement is very, very interesting in that.
Well, as I understand it, we're an affiliate member of the EU and we enjoy completely free trade both in and out of the EU. And more importantly, I think, we're part of the UK VAT system. So there's no problems with VAT and trading with the UK.
We have free access to EU markets, so anybody manufacturing a product in the Isle of Man has free access to those markets and can trade freely with the EU. The Isle of Man's had a precision manufacturing sector on the Isle of Man for over 60 years. We've got a great heritage of this kind of work. The aerospace cluster in particular, which has 19 companies in it, employs over 1,000 highly skilled engineers. We serve the whole global aerospace industry, machining and assembling parts for companies like Airbus, BAE Systems and Boeing.
Well, the precision manufacturing sector in the Isle of Man punches well above its weight in world-class terms. There are many small sort of companies supporting 3 major large companies, and they're involved with many of the Airbus, BAE Systems, Boeing projects that are very important to the world's aircraft economy.
It's a market that will embrace new technology. It's a market that will embrace new ideology, and we have so much coming. It's such a massively changing market at the moment. It's incredible the scope of works and methodologies that are now being employed in this particular sector. And the Isle of Man is just a natural place to open it all out, really. The infrastructure of government is a joy to work with. The Electricity Authority, the Education Department, it's been, like I say, an absolute joy. And this is the only market that I trade in now, it's 100%.